Are you prepared to travel throughout America and experience the finest that it has to offer? 2024 is the ideal year to take an amazing road trip experience with gorgeous mountain routes and lovely drives down the coast. Imagine yourself speeding through the Great Smoky Mountains or traveling the Pacific Coast Highway. Which of these incredible road excursions ought to be your top priority? Come along as we rank the top 10 road trips in the USA for 2024. Which path will you take the next time you travel? Let's get going and investigate. Their routes are rich in history and depict the USA through the decades from the Gold Rush to the Cold War, making them a true pillar of American tradition. These routes are still popular among travelers in the present era who all yearn to take a road trip and explore exciting towns, desolate plains, picturesque beaches, and massive mountain ranges. Whether you choose to travel north along the coast from California or take a more inaccessible path through Alaska, there are hundreds of routes that will take you across this vast country that spans over 3,000 miles from east to west. Well-known road trips like the Lincoln Highway or Route 101 immediately captivate people's attention, while well-known routes like Route 66 rule the imaginations of prospective travelers. We put up a list of the top road trips around the nation to assist you in selecting the route that best suits you. Number 10. Route 66 Chicago to Santa Monica. The most well-known route in the USA is no longer legally a highway, but pop culture and nostalgia have managed to immortalize it. It is still the pinnacle of American road vacations today. It offers a glimpse of bygone American eras, from kitsch gas stations to the desolate Arizona and New Mexico deserts, stretching over 2,500 miles from Chicago to the beachfront of Santa Monica. The Mother Road loses its nostalgic vibe at either end, particularly when traveling into Los Angeles, but the stark contrast allows travelers to experience a classic portion of the United States, which includes stunning desert vistas, the quintessential Americana of Texas, and two of the nation's most prominent modern cities. Number 9. The Great River Road connects Louisiana and Minnesota. This circuitous route winds across 10 states and follows the equally meandering Mississippi River for a distance of more than 2,300 miles. It begins in Louisiana, close to the Gulf of Mexico, and travels through Tennessee, Mississippi, and Minnesota, close to the Canadian border. The route passes through two of the most well-known cities in the U.S. at the beginning. It starts in New Orleans, the epicenter of Cajun and Creole culture, then moves quickly to Memphis, Tennessee, the birthplace of blues, soul, and rock and roll. The remaining portion of the road is well known for exhibiting a wide variety of distinct natural vistas, something that only the United States, with its vast geographic diversity, could offer. For many tourists, the most foreign environment will be the wetlands and bayous of Louisiana and Mississippi, especially the Atchafalaya Basin. These areas have an uncanny, almost rainforest-like atmosphere. Travelers who follow the Mississippi through Arkansas, Kentucky, Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, dubbed the land of 10,000 lakes, will encounter vast forests, mountains, and flat plains as they travel. Number 8. New York to San Francisco via Lincoln Highway. The idea for the Lincoln Highway originated in the early 1900s. Even though the 3,389-mile transcontinental route is no longer in use as a single route, you may still tackle a portion of it with a little investigation. It was first proposed in the 1910s. The journey began in New York City and traveled through 14 states, including Ohio, Illinois, Nebraska, Utah, and Nevada, before ending at Lincoln Park in San Francisco. From Pennsylvania to Wyoming, a large portion of the route is currently Route 30. Stay away from the I-80 highways for a journey with less motorway and more character. Due to varying criteria for preserving the route's history, driving the route is now simpler in some states than others. Nevertheless, this highway will pass through almost 700 cities and towns, ranging from little American villages to major cities like Chicago and Pittsburgh. Along the journey, you can stop at 19th-century mining communities, view some beautiful scenery, including portions of Lake Tahoe and the Utah desert, and learn about the history of both the highway and early America. Number 7. Route 101 Los Angeles to Olympia, Washington. Some of the nicest coastline views in the nation can be found along Route 101, which follows the U.S. Pacific coast from California up into Washington. The route can be started anywhere along the Mexican border, close to San Diego, and continues all the way up to the Canadian border, even though it officially begins in Los Angeles. In every state, the route is divided into distinct road segments. The Pacific Coast Highway, commonly known as California State Route 1, is the first segment and provides the first unbroken views of the Pacific's turquoise waves. It continues past San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge, via the renowned wine areas of Sonoma County and Napa Valley, and ends at the Oregon 101. Raw natural beauty can be seen along Oregon's coast in places like Cannon Beach and the Columbia River basins, where the untamed shoreline is unspoiled. After entering Washington, you follow the river as it gradually rounds the Olympic Peninsula and its mountains, ending close to the state capitol building in Olympia. Number 6. Highway Richardson from Valdez to Fairbanks. Although the Richardson Highway is only 364 miles long, it is no less picturesque than many U.S. routes between the cities of Valdez and Fairbanks. Alaska boasts some of the most untamed natural environments in the United States. Its massive glaciers, towering peaks, striking canyons, sheer waterfalls, and the Valdez Glacier Lake are best compared to certain areas of Iceland. Numerous spots provide a range of experiences including ice climbing, hiking, fishing, and whitewater rafting, as well as views of the Trans-Alaskan Pipeline. There are plenty of activities to keep you occupied in Valdez and Fairbanks, including whale viewing, lake cruises, skiing, and seeing the Northern Lights. Number 5. The coast of the Atlantic. An Atlantic coast road trip is a worthy substitute for its Pacific cousin, reaching a distance of about 2,000 miles yet easily divided into smaller halves. There is no set itinerary. Some start in NYC, while others go as far north as Bar Harbor in Maine. You can choose to visit the Big Apple, Hamptons, Boston, and Rhode Island if you decide to begin your journey in Maine. You can pass through Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Atlantic City, East's version of Las Vegas, if you continue south toward Miami. If you stay on the coast and avoid traveling to the capital, you will pass through Delaware and enter Virginia Beach after traversing a small stretch of the Atlantic. Continue traveling through North and South Carolina until you reach Florida, stopping first in Jacksonville and then, if you'd like to take a little detour, Orlando. After leaving Miami, you begin the final leg of your journey home, but not before crossing the 113-mile overseas highway, possibly the trip's high point that crosses the Atlantic between Miami and Key West. Number 4. The Hana Road. Hawaii, a state influenced by Polynesia and home to a fascinating local culture, laid-back communities, and a breathtaking coastline, may not be the first place that springs to mind when people think of road travels. The Hana Highway, which connects the towns of Hana and Kahului, is a narrow path that stands out as being just as stunning as those well-known beaches on Maui. This coastal route, which is just 64 miles long and has 600 curves and speed restrictions, typically takes 3 hours to travel. It winds through thick jungle and over dramatic cliffs, taking drivers dangerously near to the Pacific Ocean's green seas. Number 3. Western Highlights San Francisco to Las Vegas. This journey travels through California, Nevada, and Arizona and stops at some of the most well-known cities and landmarks in the U.S. Start in the quaint city of San Francisco, where counterculture, creativity, and forward-thinking have come together to create a bohemian metropolis surrounded by iconic national monuments like the Golden Gate Bridge. Yosemite National Park, home to enormous sequoia trees, a 914-meter-tall El Capitan rock face, and Yosemite Falls, the largest waterfall in North America, will be your first destination on the itinerary. After taking a few days to see the wonders of Hollywood, Santa Monica, Malibu, and the rest of Los Angeles, continue your slightly longer travel southeast. From there, take the I-10 or I-40 freeways to the Grand Canyon. You will soon see desert plains and red rock hills before arriving at what is unquestionably one of the most well-known and spectacular natural locations in all of America. Before spending the night in a basic mountain cabin, explore, climb, and take in the breathtaking views of the enormous sandstone cliffs and meandering streams. The ultimate destination for hedonism in the U.S. is undoubtedly Las Vegas, where this magnificent journey comes to an end. Number 2. New England South. This Southern New England road tour, which begins and ends in Boston, covers a lot of history and beautiful landscapes in one journey. One of the most enjoyable road trips in the country will take you past landmarks related to the American Revolution along Boston's Freedom Trail, charming stores tucked away in Mystic, Connecticut's historic colonial structures, and opulent Gilded Age homes in Newport, Rhode Island. There are also excellent chances for leaf peeping during this trip in late October and early November. Number 1. The Canyons of Northern Arizona. This drive through the northern Arizona canyons offers breathtaking views of the Southwest Desert. This round trip from Flagstaff takes in all the main attractions, including the majestic Grand Canyon and the red rock formations of Sedona. Stops at the historic Pueblos of Wupaki National Monument, the lava fields of Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument, and the south rim of the Grand Canyon are all included. Whether you're seeking stunning landscapes, historic landmarks, or hidden gems, these top road trips offer something for every traveler. Now that you've seen the best routes for 2024, which one will you conquer first? Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Don't miss out on more travel inspiration and tips. Subscribe now and get ready for your next unforgettable journey.